Well, from business straight to politics, let's have this conversation this morning. Of course, the basis of that conversation the conversation we're about to have now is on the recent Edo governorship elections, which there are those who would say it's already done and dusted, but then don't also forget that the issues, contestations, have not ceased to go from one person to the other. Honorable Agbonayinma joins us for this conversation this morning. He is the former chairman, House Committee on Nigeria-U.S. Parliamentary Relations. This morning, he joins us virtually. Thanks for joining us this morning, Honorable.
Well, thank you very much, my brother. Good morning to Nigerians.
Morning to you. So, first of all, let's even look at this particular issue of the elections in Edo State. On the one hand, international observers are saying, okay, we're fairly balanced, generally peaceful, conduct is okay. But here in Nigeria, within our country, a good number of people, both political parties and civil society organizations, are asking for more and better to be done. In fact, a list of 15 civil society organizations listed 37 recommendations bordering on recommendations for amendments to the Constitution and the Electoral Act. What's your take on these back and forth about the particular election?
Well, thank you, my dear brother. I want to say this, that I want to thank God, first of all, that God made it possible for us to have a free and fair and just election in Edo State. Let me thank all the law enforcement, INEC, and above all, to thank Mr. President, President Tinubu, that was able to make sure that, having a free hand to be able to conduct a free and fair election in the history of Edo State. I want to commend INEC and the law enforcement. Yes, people will complain, there's nobody, there's no country, there's no state. In any election that you hear people talking about, after losing, they will have reason to complain. You don't blame them. Once you are beating somebody to their game, you don't ask them not to cry. What happened is that APC went all out to campaign. They went across the 18 local governments and the 192 wards in Edo State. We were on ground campaigning. We campaigned vigorously. And I want to say this, that we worked the party was so hard and God perfect. And today, our victory has come through. And to appreciate them, even those that did not vote, that this is the time to unite, because Edo State have never been so divided all these years, and we need to come together to put Edo State, to make Edo State among the best state in this country. It is possible, it is doable, and it is achievable collectively. We are celebrating victory not because we won. We are celebrating victory because it was peaceful, it was a free and fair election. So there's nothing more to add to it rather than to appreciate God Almighty. Yes, that's what I can say to that.
But when you say that, when you say beating someone in their game, in your response just now, what exactly do you mean? When you say, when you beat someone in their games, when you say that, what exactly do you mean? What game did APC beat others at?
Let me tell you, they were castigating us that my candidate, they said all kind of negative stuff about him, just to demarket him, playing politics of just being mischievous, politics of mischief. At the end of the day, they were surprised when we went all out, campaigning. Look at the crowd. Everywhere we go, people are just shouting, singing, and they're asking God. Look at the Christian community coming together, that look, they must do something at this time, because Edo State has so bastardized We have never had it so bad in our state, where a governor have bastardized this state. So why we beat them to their game is that they thought my candidate is, they say he cannot speak, he can't do this. That because the man is working, is moving from house to house, from local government to local government, from unit to unit. They were castigating him. They gave him all kinds of names. They blackmailed him. There's nothing they didn't say about him. But he was calm, calculated, and because of humility and humbleness and empathy that he have always, bestowed upon people. And he's benevolent that he have always given to his people in Edo Central. Yes, we beat them to their game because they didn't know that this man can campaign. Yes, we did. We beat them to their game. They thought we were not on ground. They were surprised to see that Okpebholo was loved by everybody. The majority of Edo State came out to vote for, distinguished Senator Monday Okpebholo and Right Honorable Dennis Idausa. I cannot thank God enough. Yes.
Well, Honorable,
just tell them and let them know that politics is not about just making noise. It's about reaching out, telling the people what you want to do, what you have done before, your past report card. This is what I have done. The other opponent, there's nobody can show what he has done to the people. So it was very clear, very clear. Even a blind man can see that this man is loved by his people. That is distinguished Senator Monday Okpebholo. So we were able to beat them to their game. That game that they just decided to blackmail. If you listen to what they were doing, oh my God. How can you say
Honorable, one of the allegation that's in the street, if you can hear me, Honorable, one of the allegations out there is that every political party, in fact, that particular, comment came from Yaga Africa as an election observer, that every political party involved in the process was guilty of vote buying. Is that also another game that the APC beat others out?
My brother, let me tell you this. I reported when they were buying vote in my voting center for about 30,000 naira. I called the law enforcement agency to take note. So immediately the law enforcement agency, they call for backup, all of them disappear. So listen, what do you expect them to say? What do you expect them to say? APC have won, and they won overwhelmingly. So if they are saying, if Yaga is saying that there was ringing, maybe they saw PDP ringing. For APC, I think we should be applauded. This time, APC should be applauded because they thought we were underdog. We came out swinging, going everywhere. Come and see churches, even mosques, market women, the youth, clamoring that, Edo State needs to be revived. Edo needs to be rescued. This is Senator Monday Okpebholo Akpaku Rescue. That's what they call him. That to give him a name, Akpaku Rescue, because of the way they have seen him.
But you still haven't quite responded to the issue.
We are not the one. Yeah. Ringing is not in our dictionary. They know that they are the one that will try to ring. And even Mr. The governor went to Annette, tried to bribe the rec, and the rec took off and left because it doesn't want to be called a crooked job.
You still haven't quite responded to that allegation.
How can you say that the governor went to Annette?
Just 1 second, if you can hear me, Honorable. Did the APC buy votes? I mean, you have said that you didn't get involved in it, but the comment coming is that every political party was engaged in vote buying. Whether it was from your polling unit or elsewhere, did your party engage in vote buying?
Listen, if Yaga is saying that APC, bought vote, let him prove it. I can tell you that there was nothing of such that APC bought vote. We never needed to buy vote. The people were angry. They have been angry.
Okay, but there's another issue on that.
Hold on. Mr. President Tinubu brought, trailer load of rice to help to coaching on the effect of hunger and starvation. Mr. Governor, they sold most of the rice sold at the market. It was not given to the people. Mr. President, in his goodwill, gave over 500 billion to 36 states of the Federation, including FCT. Edo State got over 18 billion. Ask the governor what he did with the money. The money went to voicemail. $75 million for Tibet to build schools. Go and look at our schools. No roof, children sitting on the floor. That money went to voicemail. Over $150 million made for erosion control. Come to GRA, come to Benin. When it rains, 5 minutes, everywhere river, Obaseki and river, Aswan Ogi. What are you talking about? The people were angry. They came out Emmas to support the vote for APC because of their anger, because of their frustration. That is the reason why they said they must change. Anyone that Obaseki is bringing, Aswan, they will vote against him. And they have done that. We should applaud them and appreciate our people.
Will the APC be probing all these issues that you just raised?
That is understatement. That is understatement. As a matter of fact, it's not APC probing. I think the law enforcement, the anti-graft agency, EFCC, ICPC, Code of Conduct Bureau, listen, they need to come to Edo and see the rot, the corruption that has eaten this place dry. That today, Edo State is indebted to over 600 billion and nothing to write home about. The healthcare sector, dead. No roads. Listen, how can a governor destroy the only hospital built in so many years ago, where our mothers, our fathers, especially from the rural area, comes to, that they can afford? It destroyed the one built by former governor Adams Ali Oshomole, a 5-star hospital. He gave it to a consultant when our mothers, our fathers, the less privileged cannot afford to go to such hospital. Is that democracy? That is a total fraud. Where a governor, for God's sake, he received almost 18 billion every month, including internal generated revenue. Not to write home about. Paris Club reform came to this state. Some governors constructed road, highway, they built infrastructure. Ask our own governor what happened to the money. Now today, Edo State is indebted to over 600 billion. Look, you have to answer for it. There's not about saying APC. It's not about APC. It's about the people. Edo State must ask questions.
But you know that there's one of the other questions that have been raised, Honorable, is the allegations of irregularities during the coalition process, for which reason the governor said he had to go there himself to find out. So, first of all, what's your take on all those allegations of a distorted process, particularly the sensitive coalition process? Do you think it is valid? Do you see it as being valid? Or it's okay because some people will say, you would say it's okay because your party won.
See, these are just nothing but mischief makers. I'm saying this. Does the governor have the right, the constitutional right, to go to INEC midnight till 5 a.m. to do what? To go there. We were told that he came with, millions of dollars. A bag that they say came with to come and bribe INEC. And you are talking about the process of collation. The process of collation was free and fair. The police did a wonderful job. The law enforcement, they were there. Even myself, before going to go and cast my vote, I was interrogated, I was praying, they checked me if I have arms or whatever. All I had was my telephone and my voter's card. Look, this is the time to appreciate and tell those who have done well. We should thank INEC this time. Yes, when I contested for my second coming, I tell you, I was, raped. At the time, even the chairman of appeal was kidnapped during my case. The only was killed. That is the Justice Momosu. Because of my case, INEC robbed me off of my election. I didn't cry, but this time, I have to appreciate what they did. They did a good job. I must commend, the chairman of INEC and all those that participated. I think we should applaud them, appreciate them. Let them be talking that, this is what happened. Let them prove it. Let them prove it. It's about proving what they are talking about. You can't just start making the speculation. What I'm saying is that the governor of Edo State have defrauded the state, and he must answer to the people of Edo State.
Well, still talking about elections, Honorable. Well, you are former chairman of the House Committee on Nigeria-U.S. parliamentary elections, and the U.S. is going to have its elections soon. So, first of all, what's your general assessment of what's happening in the U.S. now, particularly concerning the elections? For one, it's pundits right there in the U.S. have said is one of the tightest presidential races ever, and the influence of key swing states is going to be very, very prominent, and the key issues, key impact or governance issues are right there in their faces. What's your general assessment, your general overview of the elections in the U.S. coming up later in this year?
Well, I don't want to be partisan. Over the years, I've always voted Democrat. As far back as 1987, I was the campaign coordinator for Kati Whitmire in the black community. I have supported many mayors, Mayor Lee Brown, wonderful man. I have supported Sylvester Turner, former mayor, wonderful man. I have supported Congressman Sheila Jackson Lee. I was coordinator in the black community. You know, they are so rest in perfect peace. He just passed. I have supported Mr. Bill Clinton, former president of the United States. I was a coordinator for his campaign in Houston, Texas, in the black community. I supported former President George Bush. Yes, I was one of his coordinator in Texas. Now, he was a Republican. Bill Clinton was a Democrat. I also supported Obama, the former president. Now, let me just tell you why I have a different perception about the United States election. A lot of people might not like what I'm going to say. See, we blacks, especially all Africans in the United States as of then, because I lived there for almost 31 years. I was a lobbyist at the time. I want to tell you that we had former President Obama, who was an African, a black man, who we thought we did all that we could to support him. He never, one day, when he was president, visited Nigeria, the most populous country in Africa. He never. Even when he left office, he never visited Nigeria. Let me tell you, when President Bill Clinton was president, he visited Nigeria more than twice. After he left presidency, he has always visited Nigeria because he's a family member, he's a family friend, a complete gentleman. I always say that he's the first African president that have ever governed the United States of America. But Obama disappointed all of us. He disappointed all of us. As an African, as a voter, now I was pained that all that we did for him, he never found it in his own time to visit Nigeria, to even help Nigeria. Even when we're trying to buy arms, Nigeria were trying to buy arms because of these Boko Haram insurgency, Chibok girls. Obama never supported. He refused to allow Nigeria to purchase arms, either from America or any part of the world. But let me tell you, when Donald Trump became the president of the United States of America, do you know what happened? Donald Trump, I was the chairman U.S. parliamentary relations in the House of Reps, 2015 to 2019, thereabout. I can tell you what I saw, how Donald Trump did so much to help us, to help Nigeria in fighting the insurgency, the Boko Haram, even to the extent approving the 12 Tucano that Nigeria was able to purchase. It was because Donald Trump at least signed up through Congressman Sheila Jackson Lee and Congressman Smith, some of the congressmen. At that time, I had the opportunity to meet with some congressmen and women. At the time, I traveled with the former Speaker Dogara. We went to the United States. We met with some of the congressmen and women, tried to appeal to them, to play with them, to support Nigeria. So we were able to play our part. But guess what? Donald Trump yielded to our aid. Now, Biden has been president now for how many years? He's about to go out. Never visited Nigeria once. Never. Now, you are asking me. It's all about interest. Mr. Former President Donald Trump, who has done a lot to help us. Former Congressman Dasili, who just died not too long ago. Let me tell you what happened. I remember when the late Maria Babangida, former first lady of this country, visited the United States. I hosted her. The United States Congress, that is a Black Congressional Caucus, gave her an award. Senator Obama, he was a senator then. He was the guest speaker for that program. He came late. When Congressman Dasili told him that the former first lady is here seated, he went and told Senator Obama. You know what Senator Obama said at then? He said he was not going to leave his state to go and greet a bloody former first lady, quote and unquote. That was the day. I said, wow. Even the former first lady said, okay, no, I'm going to go and look for her. If she's not going to come to me, let me go and look for him. I'm going to go and look for him. She stood up. I refused to stand. But she said, EJ, stand up, let's go. And we went. We got there. That's what the Congresswoman Dasili introduced her to Senator Obama. They greeted, they said I should take photographs. I pretended as if I didn't hear what they were saying. But finally, the former first lady asked EJ, please take us photograph. I did. The photograph, I still have it. What I'm telling you now,
all right, Honorable. I think we'll have to we'll keep tabs on that and see how that eventually plays out. If your candidates will get the ticket, I mean, will win the elections at the end of the day. So I'm sure it's something that we can eventually fall back on just before that the main time comes. But before you go, I still have people saying here that we should tell you.
Donald Trump will win this election. This is not about.
Yeah, I hear you. But just before we go, I still have people writing and saying we should tell you that your party stole their mandates in those states. So how are we going to keep dealing with that if they are stuck on that perception that that's what happened?
Listen to me, Chimali, you should understand that these people has derailed the wheel of progress of moving those states forward for too long. And in those states, the people are wiser and smarter. And they needed to take the future, right in their hands.
No, so but they were looking at both candidates. They just thought, look, for them to choose one. And they thought that Aswe to them was that he had a lot of pedigree to move the state forward. And unfortunately, some thought maybe he was just a victim of the APC leadership who had a grouse with the current governor, and that's why it ended the way it did.
I have nothing against Dr. Aswen, with all due respect. But I must say this. A man that have never visited Edo, they have never attended either birthday party or either wedding of burial funeral of anyone, that you can say this man is really from Edo. He's not known to the people. He just came with your briefcase, just like, the current governor came with his briefcase.
But you yourself, you lived in the States for a long time, and when you came back to contest, they accepted you. So why would they not accept him?
No. That's not correct. When I came to Edo State, before I come into Edo State, even when I was living in America, I can tell you how many medical equipment I brought to UBTH, I brought to specialty hospital, how many people I gave scholarship to, what I did for my people, women that I gave.
So are you saying that he hadn't worked with former Governor Shomole and current governor?
Hold on. I did all that. I was not protesting for anything.
Yeah, but are you saying Aswe Ighodalo did not work with the former government and the current one?
Yes, he did. He worked with as a economic team with Oshomole, but the person that really worked with Oshomole then was this current Governor Obaseki. Governor Obaseki was not the only member of the economic team. I was part of I was senior aide to Oshomole then. So all right. I know, that is the Governor Obaseki. I never knew Aswe. Asian people were having issue with security. Even for him to donate as a whole, he said he's a business, he's a billionaire, he only donated 100,000. When Senator Modokbarolo not only donated millions, he bought vehicles, healers,
So
trucks.
is that vote
he
buying?
gave them.
So he bought the votes.
No, he was not a politician there. He was not a politician. He was a businessman.
All right.
Not as a politician. He has helped his people. That is the reason the Asian people came out to support him. So outside is not known to us. So Obaseki would have brought him, knowing fully that he has wronged the people.
Okay, us there being the political class, not the electorate.
I tried to ridicule my own
all right, Honorable, we need to anchor at this point.
That's a sin to bother to mankind. No man on earth can try to ridicule our palace, our Oba, Irina Oba, one of the best Oba in this world. You want
all right, Honorable Yesuwa, we do thank you for your time this morning and hoping for the best across board for everybody else. Well, that is the show today. We thank you all for watching.